Allah, so let me stray. Please guide my way onto the path of my deen. Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, I'm calling your name.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, welcome to a new season of Let's Talk. We are with you live here, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, on Huda TV. This is going to be our new airing time. Thank you so much once again for joining us here on the program. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you tremendously, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the time that we spend here together in our scale of good deeds and make it of great benefit for all of us, inshaAllah. I want to dedicate this episode to the nasheed artist that you heard at the beginning of this episode, Brother Omar Isa. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him tremendously for dedicating this song for us here on Let's Talk, and also for all the great Islamic songs without music that he has been making, mashallah, in the past couple of years or so. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him tremendously. Also, my dear brothers and sisters, I want to tell you that, again, this is the very first episode of this new season. This is the new airing time. So every Monday, inshallah, at 7 p.m. Mecca time, we will be with you here live. And Brother Malik, unfortunately, is no longer with us in the main studios here, so I'm going to be filling in for him, at least temporarily, inshallah. But I hope that he comes back soon, because no one else can do this program as good as he can. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him, as it was his signature program. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward him and to help him in his new life back in the United States. As a matter of fact, I just talked to him on Skype a couple of days ago, and he's doing very well, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. His family is doing well, so please keep him in your dua. And inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help him be safe there. And hopefully, from the United States, he can do some great episodes and some great programs and some great reports for us here on Huda TV, inshallah. My dear brothers and sisters, we're starting a new season, so we're upbeat. And speaking of that, that's what our subject is going to be about here tonight. We want to talk about having a positive attitude. How does a person develop a positive attitude? Is it something that comes naturally? Or is it something that takes work to implement, especially when you have a whole lot of environmental factors around you that may bring you down quite a bit? Especially living in many Muslim countries and seeing a whole lot that's happening around us in some forms of destruction. Some people misusing the name of Islam, other people attacking innocent Muslims. Things like that may bring you down quite a bit. The situation of the ummah may not be at its best at the time that we live, but we still need to keep a positive attitude in terms of our personal lives and also at the life of the Muslim ummah, inshallah. So my dear brothers and sisters, that's what we're going to be talking about. We want you to participate with us. We are live, as we said, so the numbers should be appearing on your screen. They begin with 002, and then you'll see two numbers there for you. Feel free to give us a call at any time throughout the program. Share your thoughts with us, your ideas. If you have any questions or concerns, whatever is on your mind, feel free to give us a call, inshallah. I'm joined by four beautiful guests with me here in the studio, inshallah. Let me begin with my right, Brother Muhammad Al-Arabi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for being with us here on the program.
I'm always glad to be on this show.
Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feek. And to my left here, Brother Ahmed Al-Shafi'i. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm not sure about beautiful, but I'm sure about brother.
No, alhamdulillah, I mean both beautiful and brother. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. The beard, mashallah, in itself is a form of beauty. Mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Brother Yasir, mashallah, thank you so much for being with us here on the program.
No problem. It's an honor for anyone to be here.
Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feek. And Brother Sulaiman Bari, assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for being with us. Jazakumullah khair. Let me begin by asking you guys a question that's on everybody's mind. Do you guys think that having a positive attitude is something that you're born with? So one person is born, positive, and another person is just negative? Or do you think we're all born positive, but some of us succumb to the daily, troubles and daily tribulations that we deal with, and we kind of like lose on that attitude or lose on that hope? Let me begin with you, Brother Muhammad.
Yeah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. when we talk about having positive attitude or developing a positive attitude in this life, we have to highlight things which is related to the Quran, because the Quran told us that we don't have the positive attitude as one of our characteristics, something innately that we were born with. No, it's something that we seek and something we get and obtain. So if I am a person with a very positive attitude that always facing my problems and difficult situations, so this doesn't mean that I'm a person who is having it as a characteristics in myself or something that's one of my hallmarks. No, it is something that I got and learned through my experiences. So I believe that positive attitude is something that comes over time and comes the more we get into experiences and difficult situations and things. So this is what differentiates us as positive people from the negative ones.
Jazakallah khair.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Brother Ahmed, your thoughts?
Yes, I disagree with my brother here, because we all born positive, okay? But we were born in al-fitra, and al-fitra is beautiful, okay? The nature is really beautiful and it is really positive. But actually, the society, our parents, and the environment around us, yes, shape us according to what we face. So some people grow up in a certain environment that is totally positive, so they develop this with them and they grew up, mashallah, in a great condition. But other people, they grew up in different circumstances, so they turn, okay, I can say they ruin their nature and they ruin their positive character in themselves.
But maybe at least they took a step back.
I believe.
Say
but actually, it's I believe we were born with this attitude. Yes, I believe.
That's great. I like the discussion that we're having here. We have two different viewpoints. Inshallah, I'll let you guys defend your points, but let me bring in some more brothers with us, maybe see what they think. Brother Yasser Al-Ashqar, do you think that positive attitude is something that we're born with, and then we either develop it more, or we end up taking a step back and losing it or ruining it, as Brother Ahmed said? Or do you believe, like Brother Muhammad, that we're all kind of born without it or with a minimum level, and then we all try to develop it later?
I believe what I disagree with my brother is on that not all of us are born on a fitra, because the fitra part is only related to the matter of religion, to the matter of worshipping Allah alone, not with developing their own personality about lying or the ethics or the skills and knowledge, because knowledge and skills, it develops what will come as an outcome, which will be the attitude, the positive attitude.
So basically you're saying it's something that's acquired.
Of course it is. Of course it is, because you acquire it throughout years of experience of both knowledge and skills. The knowledge that you get in schools or from your parents, and the skills which you practice and get experience with. That's what defines the positivity.
But let me tell you something, my brother.
Sure.
Is positive attitude is a knowledge? Is it a knowledge? It's an attitude. So I don't believe that you need to learn to be positive.
But you do get it. You do acquire it from knowledge. You do acquire it.
Yeah, you improve it. You mean?
Of course, that's what I'm talking about. You improve it, but you're not born with it.
By the way, guys, you guys are making my job a whole lot easier.
Sure.
I'm just going to go home and you guys continue this beautiful discussion. MashaAllah.
Exactly.
Brother Sulaiman, what are your thoughts?
I thought that like a positive attitude, like the power of positive attitude, if you try it, can make you have more power, and it's bring, because it's like something like everybody want to achieve, like it can achieve your goal and to be success. You see, so they are all they are discussing something. They are all some another part. They are right. Just only it depends like how your family or you grow up, the way you are getting like you positive, like to helping people, or because like also to live the positive way, or to go a negative way.
So do you think it's something that you're born with, or do you think it is something
I-
that's developed over time?
Because I don't have that knowledge more yet, I cannot answer that because of فوق كل ذي علم عليم. They discuss about that. I cannot answer that question here. But inshallah, just like it's just sometime you can, as he start to say like this guy like to correct it sometime. If you start to go in another way, you can try to correct, especially if you're a kids. If like he go in a negative way, is his parents can help him to go the right way. So it's just like normal, but to try and more to get the right way. That's it, like.
So I guess we have two camps here.
Yeah.
It looks like we were seated in the correct chairs.
Yeah.
We have team one that's
Absolutely,
saying that we're kind of not born with it and we acquire it, and team two is on the side, of saying that okay, we have the correct fitrah, and then we end up either developing it more or losing it.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
In the context of defending my thought, it is, I don't think it is something that's completely right, but we are just giving our evidence that's supporting our argument.
We're going to change the name of the program to Let's
Yeah.
Talk Philosophy.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
That's great.
yeah, that's absolutely
Go
right.
on, why not?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I would like to mention a very, very important hadith, which can be great in this point and very relevant to what we are talking about right now. It is the hadith that the Prophet ﷺ speak about the case of the believer. He said, how wonderful is the case of the believer. عجبا لأمر المؤمن إن أصابه خير اطمأن به وإن أصابه شر صبر عليه. Means, if prosperity attends him, he shows a gratitude to Allah.
He's thankful to Allah.
Yeah, he's thankful to Allah. And if adversity befalls him or afflicts him, what he's going to do? He's going to be patient. And this is positivity. Positivity is gratitude. This is two characteristics that are classified under the name of positivity, which is positive attitude of a believer. So, stepping back or flashing back to...
You said it's two things. It's
gratitude and patience,
patience.
perseverance
Okay.
in the face of difficult situation and the plights, especially these days. If we are going to relate the case of the believer or the case of the true believers of the early brand of the Prophet ﷺ companions, we will find them how great characteristics they were having. So, flashing back to a believer before he became a believer, if we are going to talk about this in depth, I'm sorry if our viewers will follow up with us, but I'm going to say that the companions, before they joined the fold of Islam, they were living in a miserable and in a very ignorant atmosphere. Omar ibn Khattab, as an example, he was a rough, tough, strict person. He wanted to kill the Prophet ﷺ before he knows about his religion and his faith. So he wasn't have a very bad attitude, very negative attitude. He doesn't know about barbarism. He is not a person who can deal with situations with wisdom and and with a sort of good thinking. And the other part, when we talk about how positive attitude is a good thing and that we gain it and acquire it in our life, it is. I would like to mention a good quote of one of intellectual thinker. I don't know his name. Maybe he's Brian Tracy or something. Yes. But I wanted to tantalize our viewers to tell that we cannot control what happened to us, but we can control what our attitude towards what happened to us. So this is what Allah inspired me to get in.
We don't disagree at all.
No, we
in
don't
this,
disagree, but
because what you said actually is about, you gave examples of people who not in their childhood
who developed the positive attitude.
Yes,
They weren't born with it.
But actually, look at the child. Okay, did you see a child that gave up?
No.
I can say give up walking. Give up trying to walk, for example. No, this is something positive. They keep trying to do everything, even if they want to do it. They keep trying. So it is something positive. Okay, but
this is something natural. This is not something positive.
Yeah,
it has nothing
so
to
we
do
were
with
Actually,
born.
exactly. See, this is where I think we're linking here.
Yes.
You're saying you're calling it positive. He's calling it natural.
Yeah.
Maybe positive and natural is one and the same.
Yes, but actually, look at, for example, when the children try to do something and their parents, no, don't come across this, or then watch out. And so their parents, shape their
attitude.
Yes, their attitude and their behavior according to their environment and their and their knowledge and skills. So, but they were born actually.
Not only
we don't have anything to disagree. In
Yeah,
this
I know.
regard.
But what you're talking about,
disagreeing is not
my
a
brother,
problem.
yeah.
It's
not a
I think
problem.
what my brother is,
It's
he's
not
mixing
that.
it, mixing it up.
Actually,
With, yeah.
I actually want to highlight what you say, because Islam, you were saying, or you were talking about something that is really important, because Islam is all about positive
yes.
attitude.
Of
Allah
course.
subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering us every now and then, okay, to think about, to being positive and forget about anything that could, take
Bring
you
you
down.
down. Yeah.
Yes,
Of
okay.
course, yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to pray for Allah, okay, saying, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan.
MashaAllah.
These things, they take you down.
Yes.
I seek refuge from Allah, from al-ham, okay, and al-hazan, grieveness,
Gloom and
okay,
sadness,
and,
yeah.
yes, and
Yeah.
weariness. So these things take you down. So Islam is always about think and look at it positively. And the hadith you mentioned, how amazing is the case of a Muslim, okay? How amazing in the case of a Muslim, he is, I can say it is good for him in any case when he has or when he experiences anything good or pleasant, so he's thankful, and that is good for him. And when he experiences something wrong or something bad, he is patient, and that's good for him. And these characteristics are exclusively for Muslims
For the
or
mu'min,
for mu'min. So Allah subhanahu I believe the Prophet is encouraged and pushing us toward this, okay?
Yeah.
Think about positive, okay?
SubhanAllah, I think we have a whole lot of self-help books, that you can kind of like build pyramids with. They tell you, okay, this is how you can think positive, this is how you can become better. But SubhanAllah, this hadith in itself can become the ultimate book in
Yes.
itself.
Yes.
If you just learn how to implement this hadith and live by this hadith, then things will be a whole lot different. Your thoughts,
All
Brother
these-
Sulaiman?
I thought that the agreement that both of them are right, just always about, because it's the same way they are discussed. It's about positive, to do things positive.
Right.
All we are that what we want to talk about and what we want to achieve, right? So they're all of that. They're right what they're talking about.
Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much. My dear brothers and sisters, we're going to take a look at this clip, inshallah, about how to have a great and a positive attitude. We'll be back in just a moment.
My eyes and I praise. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah. How perfect you are, Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Welcome back, my dear brothers and sisters, to Let's Talk. We are still with you here live, so feel free to give us a call at any time. You should be seeing the numbers on your screen momentarily, inshallah. You can't really talk about being positive or having a positive attitude without mentioning stories of people who were able to achieve that. So as we were watching this report, Brother Ahmed told us that he has a story. Go ahead.
Yes, the story, it talks about a king and his minister. The king, once anything happens to him, the minister used to say, it may be good, inshallah. It may be good, inshallah. Even if it looks bad. So that drove the king crazy, actually. So the minister sees in everything a good thing. Even if it's bad from the outside, he thinks it's a good thing and says, لَعَلَّهُ خَيْرٌ. It may be good, inshallah. So once that king was walking, went hunting along with his soldier, and he got he fell into a hole, and he got his finger cut, and he started bleeding a lot. He went to the doctor. And when the minister saw this, he said, لَعَلَّهُ خَيْرٌ inshallah. So the king was really angry about that. Said, what's good in this? My finger is cut. So and when he went to the doctor, no, we had to cut your finger. We have to chop it off. So the minister also said, it may be good, inshallah. So the king had had enough.
Yeah.
Had enough and said, no. And ordered the soldiers to arrest him and put him in jail. So the minister said, inshallah, لَعَلَّهُ خَيْرٌ. It may be good, inshallah. So he was sent into prison, and days passed, and the king went hunting again with his soldiers. So at that time, some people of idol worshippers, they took that, they attacked the people in the hunting trip. They attacked him and they took the king away, to present him as a sacrifice for the idols, the asnam they worship. But actually they saw a kind of deform he has. He has a cut or a cut finger. So no, we cannot present such a deformed sacrifice to gods. So they let him loose. So he returned to the minister, or he returned to his kingdom, full of wonder, and he summoned the minister at once. So when the minister came back, he told him, oh my God, you know what? I was saved by this, so it was good for me. But wait a minute, what you said that being in jail, or when I ordered them to put you in jail, you said it may be good. So what's good for you in being in jail? He said, if I was still your minister and I went with you in this hunting trip, they would have taken me and they presented me as a sacrifice for God. So subhanallah, so he looked at everything positively. And subhanallah, that was
amazing story. Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feek. My dear brothers and sisters, let's take our first phone call of the evening. Sister Jenna from the KSA. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, I would like to make a comment.
Please.
I'm a rebirth, and my degree is in psychology. And we learn extensively, and we do lots of debate on either biological versus environment. And when you come to Islam, or when you make a decision to have Allah in your life and in your blood, you really need to believe that Allah created us equally, and He touched us equally with what we have been given.
Yes.
Maybe according to dunya, we may not think that we are equal by the visual circumstances of other people's lives, but in our belief, we should say we are equal. And we are all being tested equally, internally, spiritually, and the way we do our good deeds and forbid the evil. And I believe so firmly what the brothers all have said. It is most important to have the positive attitude to live through this dunya. And inshallah, we will all be granted the very, very best.
Inshallah, bidhnillah ta'ala. Thank you so much, Sister Jannah. Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Thank you so much, Sister Jannah, for your beautiful comments and thoughts. And mashallah, she's speaking as an expert who has studied psychology, and she knows a whole lot, really, about why it's so important for a person to have a positive attitude. Don't you guys think? Go ahead.
I'd like to comment about what our sister said, that environment is a huge effective of the attitude, the positive attitude. Prophet even said, Prophet Muhammad even said that تفاءلوا بالخير تجدوه. Be positive and you'll find positive results. But as long as you're negative, nothing positive is going to come out of it. You see, being positive is always is like being expecting anything that will happen to be as good for you as is good for anybody else. Never ever look to what is in my brother's Muhammad's hand. I have to look to what I have and then be alhamdulillah. Because that makes me satisfied, and as long as I'm satisfied, my emotions are happy. And if my emotions are happy, then the mentality and my behavior, it affects my behavior towards people. That is the most effective. It is a huge. You get what I mean?
I got what you mean. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Let me bring in another point of discussion here that I think will stir up some debate also.
But
some people believe that you know what? Why do you want me to always be so optimistic? And then they say the opposite of being optimistic is not always being a pessimist.
Yes.
But I'm not a pessimist. I'm not an optimist, but I'm a realist, right?
Of course.
This is what I am. I'm not being, pessimistic. For example, I'll give you an example. Someone who knows, someone who has cancer, for example, right? An optimistic person will say, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cure them, and you will be better, and you'll get better, and this and that. And then another person will say, well, the prognosis says that you probably got, like 3 months to go or something like that, right? Now, in your guys' opinion, is this person a pessimist or is he a realist?
A lot of researches has proven that people who have cancer and real diseases are often were cured just because they're optimistic.
Of course, yes.
Many people went to Hajj. They prayed so hard. They drank Zamzam water. And they were optimistic. They were praying. The only thing that can change the destiny is praying. Praying.
Making dua.
That's what I mean.
You've been having a couple of thoughts. Yeah.
It's it's a very, very interesting point to be mentioned here in our discussion. That's the Prophet ﷺ. Once he went to attend a sick Bedouin, as the nature of the Bedouins at the time, they were they are tending to be negative more than positive. They tend to be harsh in their replies and things, or when somebody asks them something, if they have, they say yes, we have. If they don't have, they say, or if they don't have, or they do not want to give it away, maybe they tend to use a negative tone when they respond to people. So the Prophet ﷺ went to that sick Bedouin, and he was old man. He was a ripe old age, and he was lying on his in something which is very harsh as well. He wasn't lying in a good, well-decorated house or something, but he asked the Prophet ﷺ, welcome to my humble house. So the Prophet ﷺ, he looked at him and said, no, your house is better than mine, because the Prophet he wasn't having a well-decorated house, but he was happy and he was leading a very, very prosperous life. So prosperous life. So the Prophet asked him about his, his health and how he's feeling well-being, or he's feeling that he's going to, in the deathbed or something. He said, "Oh Prophet, what you see, that I am a person who is old age, in a very, very old age, and I'm a person who is going to be attacked with an illness that's going to harass me and lead me to my grave." So the Prophet ﷺ looked at his negativity. So he told him, "So it is so." He told him, "So let it be." So the man was very pessimist. So the Prophet ﷺ was trying to tell him that he's good. He's not going to leave this world, or he is not going to be forsaken by Allah. So he insisted to be pessimist.
Yeah.
He insisted to not look to the bright side, to look the dark side of the equation.
That's
So
what
it's
the
what
story.
happened.
Peace be
Yeah.
upon him
Thank you.
said, I treat my servants, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I treat my servants in accordance of their opinion of me. So this is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to think of the good, okay? Even if it's, even if it's bad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you rewards in it, and takes from your sins, and gives you,
Elevates your status.
yeah, this is, okay, it gives, yes, it raises you and elevates you like many levels in Al-Jannah.
So subhanAllah,
okay?
even the hardships have a whole
Yes,
lot
so
of positivity
Allah subhanahu
in
wa
them.
ta'ala wants us to look at it this way. So be positive, even if you are suffering, okay? Your suffer won't be, I can say like, gone away and without, no, it's, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is counting everything. Do you know, even the people who, even the one who you were saying, okay, he's with, I can say something epidemic or something that
Like a long-term disease, or,
yes,
or
or
deadly
something like
disease,
that.
yeah.
So these diseases, okay, even though, okay, if he has this, so this is a test from Allah, and we have to look at the reward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is setting for those people who who were tested in their health. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and is showing is saying in in the tongue of His prophets, okay, when the people see how much reward those people were tested in their health have in the day of judgment, they would have wished if they were, I can say,
Returned back.
cut by scissors or something like this. Why? Because of the high. So everything you have is good. But
Beautiful.
look
That's
at
positive.
it.
Jazakallah khair. Barakallah
And
feekum.
I think,
Actually,
as an
we
addition,
need to take a short break.
Yeah.
Inshallah, when we come back, we will be continuing our discussion. And when we come back, inshallah, we'll have to start with Brother Sulaiman, because we've been taking some of his time right now. My dear brothers and sisters, a short break. Start giving us a call, inshallah. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yes, and I praise. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah. How perfect you are, Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
رسول الله حبيب الله Allah, our God, is the greatest, the one and only glory to Him. He wanted humans to be the best and give His best religion to them. Allah, our God, is the greatest, the one and only glory to Him. He wanted humans.
Al-Imam al-Nawawi, may Allah have mercy on him, have indeed did a great and a tremendous job in compiling some of the most beautiful ahadith and relevant ayat in one of his marvelous works, which is known as Riyadus Salihin, or Gardens of the Pious.
One and only glory.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all amongst the dwellers of Gardens of the Pious. Jannat al-Na'im. Allahumma ameen.
promised to be the best and give his best religion to them. Rasul Allah, Habib Allah, Allah our God is the greatest, the one and only glory to him.
لبيك اللهم لبيك
لبيك اللهم لبيك
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك
لبيك لا شريك لك
إن الحمد والنعمة لك
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. This is the slogan of Hajj. Did you know that those who are making their way and those who are about to go or those who already did are responding to a call that was made by one person almost 50,000 years ago? Ibrahim alayhi salam, yes, Allah had chosen him. Allah had chosen him, honored him, but He tested him first before He given him that honor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the mother of Musa alayhi salam, throw your baby in the sea, in the river at the time, and you will bring him back to you as a messenger. You will find out as we go through the story of Hajj, the story of Ibrahim and his family, that he relied a lot on his dua, but once his needs are exhausted. Look at him. He made this dua, Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is all sufficient for me.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك الله سبحانه وتعالى
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back, my dear brothers and sisters, to Let's Talk. We're with you here live and we would love for you to join us as we talk about how to develop a positive attitude. Stay positive with us and do give us a call, inshallah. 002 and then 2 numbers that you see there on your screen, inshallah, are the numbers for us. We would like to thank Sister Jenna who called us from Saudi Arabia in the last segment and shared her thoughts and her, mashallah, knowledge, because she did study psychology and she gave us great perspective as a person who was not a Muslim and then accepted the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the truth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward her. And also please, my dear brothers and sisters, if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, whatever is on your mind, do give us a call, inshallah. As promised, I would like to begin with Brother Sulaiman. And let me ask you, Brother Sulaiman, if a person is watching us here tonight and they're liking what we're saying and they were a pessimist in the past, or they weren't so positive and they decided to become a positive person, what benefits do you think they will be achieving once they do decide to become positive beginning today?
Their life, I can say that their life, if they achieve to be in positive attitude, their life will be better, and thus can help them to achieve their goals and to be happy. Others too is going to be happier with them. And especially about if you are thinking about what's God sent for you here, is not just only for passing a time, because we know in dunya here in this world it's just only a time we come from to here. So it's just if you are just thinking about what God made many things in the akhirah, to remember that, and there's something He's keeping for you. And if you did the right way, He can get the good way. Inshallah, He will, you can achieve what you want.
Building on what my brother has said, Allah Azza wa Jal had declared it, and it is a timeless rule. It is sunnah la tatahawwal. It is, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. And whoever is conscious of his God, or it's not fear, he's not meaning fear, means somebody who's observing his God as Allah Azza wa Jal is our observer over us. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Allah will provide a way for him. and Allah will turn his hardship into ease, you know. So this is something that was related to the days of the Prophet when they were, you know, were in the midst of a big crisis, that all the tribes and parties that's in the battle of Al-Ahzab, they conspired against them. They wanted to eliminate the nascent Islamic nation. They said, Al-Quran recorded it to give us the salutary lesson for us to learn. It is ولما رأى المؤمنون الأحزاب قالوا هذا ما وعدنا الله ورسوله وصدق الله ورسوله وما زادهم إلا إيمانا وتسليما. So, and when the believers saw Al-Ahzab, the parties, they were hell-bent on destroying them, what they said, their positive attitude was the following. They said, this is what Allah and His Messenger promised us. They told us that we are going to meet lots of obstacles, lots of hardships, and we have to surmount them all. And Allah and His Messenger spoke the truth. And this increases their iman and increasing them by their acceptance. They accepted it. They accepted the confrontation. So the Quran and the Sunnah and the Al-Athar, you know, the stories of the successors and the people who came after who got to know the religion and got to know the principles of our religion, that it promotes positivity and forbids, or you can say it's asks us to refrain from any kinds of negativity, because it's destroyer for our acts, destroyer of our endeavors, destroying every single, you know, effort we do to achieve goodness. And it is increased productivity as well. You know, when somebody who's positive about, you know, about something, or he is positive about his first failure, people get to fail or get first obstacles, they say, well, we were returned. We aren't, you know, we aren't those people of this topic or this, you know, this situation. Those people, if they didn't face and accept the confrontation as Allah and Allah's Messenger accepted it, and following Him, His companions, they weren't got victory. So Allah Azza wa Jal gives them the victorious lessons that we are, till this mode of speaking, we listen with surprise to them. We focus, we ponder on them and saying how the Prophet and his companions were very steadfast, while the hypocrite, إِذْ يَقُولُ الْمُنَافِقُونَ وَالَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ مَرَضٌ, the opposite of what the believer said, مَا وَعَدَنَا اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ إِلَّا غُرُورًا. The believer said, Allah and His Messenger promised us all truth, and we will accept the confrontation to reach the truth. And they meet it with positive attitude, while the hypocrite, they were pessimistic. They say, you are not going to, you know, to fight all those parties. They are hell-bent on eliminating you. You are not going to, you know, to get anything out of them. You are going to be either be killed, or either your property and all your possessions are going to be taken away.
SubhanAllah, if we look at this great example you just mentioned, we'll see that the main difference between these two categories, the believers and the hypocrites, is one thing: the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the true belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So basically, I think we can all learn this. If we want to really, really have a positive attitude that is everlasting, that's not temporary, you know, not like a high that lasts for a couple of days or a couple of weeks after we hear an encouraging lecture or something like that, we really need to develop our iman. The stronger we are in terms of faith, in terms of iman, the better our positive attitude will be, and the more lasting it will be. Will you guys agree with that?
Yeah. Of course, brother. Realistically speaking, talking about belief is just like talking about value or ethics or manners. It all affects your personality. Yeah. It all projects, you know, positivity to your personality. Of course. Negativity. A lot of people would go out on the streets, you know, and project just a lot of negative force, negative, you know, like
you just feel it. You feel it's in the air, right?
We don't even speak. We don't even talk to them. You know, if like he would say "Assalamu alaikum," he'd be like, "To hell with you." Like, so what did I do? You know, I don't have any issue with it. So people don't. You know, Prophet said, you know, a sadaqah. You know, al-ibtisama sadaqah. If you just smile, you know, it makes you happy.
Yeah, this is positive.
Of course. So if you take charge of your destiny, that's being positive. about your
Beautiful.
destiny. That's being committed to your life, to be
Yeah.
successful. But just be aware of three things. The three killers of motivation is sleep, criticism, and comparison. You know, when you sleep a lot, you know, you just wasted the whole 24 hours you
Yeah.
got. And
Especially if you wake up late.
exactly,
right?
that's why
You feel like your whole day is wasted
that's why
already.
Islam
Yes.
said, you know, the best time in the whole day
Yeah.
is the first few hours.
Yeah, and
Mm,
subhanAllah, the
the
Prophet ﷺ made dua for his ummah in the morning hours, in the
Yes.
bukur.
It is
Yeah.
a blessing, and a lot of researchers prove that most people who are successful wake up early,
Yeah.
sleep up early too,
Yeah.
just after Isha namaz, after Salatul Isha.
Mhm.
The second thing is comparison and criticism. You know, probably like, okay, no, you won't do it. You'll not be successful. You won't be a
Especially
teacher. You won't be a
negative
doctor.
criticism, you mean, yes.
Yeah.
Negative
understand?
criticism is totally destroyed.
So don't listen. You can take opinions, but don't let it affect on you, or don't let it change your idea. They're just ideas. You know,
Just to
they're not.
think
They're
about
not,
positive
your-
always.
they're not what you're gonna do.
No,
Yeah.
So you said it's sleep, criticism, and what was the third one?
And comparison.
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 You know
should
what?
be like, okay, that guy is better than you, or I'm better. Don't look to anybody. Just focus on your goal and go straight to it.
Jazakallah khair. Barakallahu feek.
Inshallah.
Guys, we only have a few minutes remaining in the program, and we want to focus, speaking about realistic, positive steps on how to be positive, inshallah. And we've been kind of touching upon them, as we're speaking, but we want to kind of like give a 1, 2, 3. Brother Yasser told us what not to do. Does someone have any ideas of what we should be doing? Because I think it will be a mixed bag. We should have things of the no's and the yeses as well. I think Brother Ahmed has some thoughts.
Yes, I believe that the first thing to do is to believe in Allah and remember Allah all the time. This is the very beginning, thing you have to do. Second, you gotta think positively about things. I want to mention some, short story about this. When some people, they had one of their relatives, he's a troublemaker, and they wanted him to be in the straight path, and they started to bring him mashayikh and scholars to advise him and to say some things that could, make his heart, smoother and softer. So the people, the scholars failed with this man, okay, and he ended up kicking their ass out of the house. Okay, so he was terrible.
I have to say that this is not a word that we use here on Nura TV
I
or
know.
as Muslims. But unfortunately, dear brothers and sisters, we are live, so it's not something that we can cut out, but at least something that I can say this is not correct Islamically.
So this is when, after that, one of the scholars, when he did this behavior to them, he looked at the man and he said, "You've got one of the Prophet, peace be upon him, characteristics."
Sallallahu
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So the man didn't think about it at once, but after those people went, okay, he remembered nothing but this word of this man. He said, "I've got one of the Prophet's characteristics with all the bad I have, so how come?" So this matter occupied his thoughts, and he started thinking of it days and nights, and he didn't get rest until he went to this sheikh, and the sheikh want him, "You want to know this? Come with me to the mosque." He went to the mosque, he made ablution, he worshipped for the prayer, he prayed, and after the prayer he told him, "Please tell me about this." He said, "You are truthful." And the Prophet, peace be upon him, he was truthful, okay, and he was honest, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the man said, "Yes." He said, "You didn't lie to us," and he said, "Yes, I'm gonna be okay, and just and after we go away, you do whatever you want." No, you were honest and you were truthful with yourself, and this is one of the Prophet characteristics. So this thing turned the man's whole life upside down. Why? Because he looked at the positive thing of it. So when you look at things positively, you don't only change your life, but you also change the whole world
You have control
around you.
on
Yes,
destiny.
you have effect all over the people around you because you are positive. So trust me, positive is something that is incredibly
I'd like to
affecting,
recall
yes.
the story of Prophet Moses alayhi salam when he told his the sons of Israel, as soon as they got out of Egypt and they were going to Palestine. So he told, they came up to Prophet Moses and they told him, we want to fight, we want a war, we want to fight. So it was, strange. They're always coward. They run out first, the first one to run out. So, but now they're demanding a fight. So the Prophet said, you're not going to fight. You won't do it. So why claim for something if you're not up to it? And they said, no, we want to fight. We'll do it. So here came Prophet David alayhi salam. The enemy of the sons of Israel were huge. They had huge bodies, mighty. They can use all types of weapons in wars. But they had the will of God. Prophet. That's where Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, David, came out. With the will to defeat a giant just with a stick. Just with a stick, with the will of God, with the will of Allah. And then David killed Goliath. وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. And then the next time, after in the Prophet Moses, when they were crossing the sea, sons of Israel, they said, فَرَعَوْنَ وَجُنُودِهِ, they will come after us and they'll capture us. And the Prophet Moses said, it won't happen. Allah with us.
Allah is.
And then Allah told him, just hit the stone with your stick. He didn't tell him just go up. No, he have to do just even a little bit, a little thing, just to make it happen.
Yeah.
And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, him and his companion Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, when they were crossing from Mecca to Al-Madinah in Ghar al-Hira, in the Hira cave, and their enemies were just above them. So Abu Bakr said to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, said, if they just look down, beneath their legs, they're going to see us. So Prophet Muhammad told him, what do you think of two? Allah is their third. Yes. Allah is always with me.
Don't be sad, yeah.
Right.
Jazakumullah khairan, brothers. Thank you so much for your time. We actually ran out of time. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for being with us here tonight. And my dear brothers and sisters, I want to apologize for any bad words that were said here on the program. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us all, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Have a good night, inshallah. We'll be back again with you here next week, inshallah, live on Let's Talk. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And I praise Him. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah. How perfect you are, Allah. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah. Perfect you are, Allah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, I'm calling your name, Allah. I need you, Allahu Akbar, Allah, your mercy is great.